Welcome to IlliniGuys Halftime Live. This is Mike Cagley with Kedrick Prince. Uh, Ked, I know Missouri's not that good of team, but Illinois is playing defense with much more intensity. They're going hard after the boards with a 21-15 lead. And it seems like a lot of their biggest plays come after offensive rebounds or after, big block shots or hustle defensive plays.
Well, you know what? Both teams had a long extended break, Mike, and it looks like Illinois has taken advantage of theirs. Missouri's not a great team, but they have not played a lot. They've not played a tough schedule, but they do average 87 points a game, I believe. Illinois' defensive intensity is extremely different than what it was over about a week ago when they got embarrassed at home in a tough loss against Missouri. So you knew that was going to be an issue, a point of emphasis for Illinois and Brad Underwood. This is great so far, but I want to see this carry on. I don't want to see this change, and today is one game, and then the next game you don't see it. Missouri is a decent team. It's a neutral site. Illinois is a better team, and they're doing this without two or three of their best players right now. That says a lot, Mike.
Yeah, and certainly Tomislav still looks a little something. I'm not certain what, little gingerly out there, but boy, I tell you, I've been impressed by Big Z. Zranimir has played well, and we saw that Keaton Wagler has moved up. Wagler has moved up to the 25th ranked freshman in some going to the NBA draft. 25th, and boy, he's starting to play at that level, hitting from all everywhere he can. Boy, offensively, he looks spectacular.
Mike, I wrote about Keaton Wagler. Talked to his dad, Logan. This is not a surprise to them. And for all the people out there listening, you can, if you don't subscribe to IlliniGuys, this is one of the reasons that you want to subscribe to us. There's so much talk about Kansas and Kansas State not recruiting him, and his father told me they did recruit him. He actually went on an unofficial visit to Kansas. So, but Kansas didn't offer him. Illinois did, but this is the kind of stuff that you get in this firsthand information. And if everybody on the national network is going to give you the same talking point, well, I found out straight from the parent, and but beside the point, not to sit and toot my own horn here, this kid's outstanding, and he's moving up the draft boards, and I wrote about that. I mean, fans can talk about weight. I don't want to see him gain weight. I mean, I think every kid, he's going to get muscle, but some kids gain weight and it doesn't look good on them. And I'm going to tell you right now, Tomislav Ivicic doesn't look good to me right now. He looks slower. And I don't care what happened last year. That's in the past. Zranimir needs to be on the court. I said that over a week ago. He's much more active. He tries to block shots. If he can't get a hand on it, he'll at least challenge it. Yes, he played great in the first half defensively, but he's been doing that. He really has been. Until Tommy is 100% and he's able to produce, if he's scoring, whatever it is, Zranimir needs to eat most of the minutes right now.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he was certainly intimidating out there on the court. You saw an awful lot of him just really intensively going after guys, and I think that's the killer instinct we need. The other thing I liked, Ked, is when Missouri went into that zone. Illinois, they left the middle open. Illinois got the ball into Merkovich, who made a nice pass. To me, when you leave that area in the middle open, that's when you get somebody on your team to fill, and then you attack it. And I thought Illinois did a masterful job of that.
Mike, they did a really, really good job. They really did. They attacked the zone. You're going to see a lot of different presses from Missouri in the second half. You'll see a lot of man. You'll see 2-2-1-1, 1-2-2. They'll trap. They'll do some diamond action. But Illinois looked prepared for that. You hit a point on the head, and this is what I've been complaining about. Anybody that's talked to me all week, the Nebraska loss really soured me. I'm telling you, I didn't like it. And the thing that I think this team was missing is Zranimir. They need a guy like that, a guy with some damn attitude who goes out there to compete. He energizes his team, and I'm gonna tell you, 3 times after he swatted those shots to Chatham, Illinois, Missouri thought about, I'm going to bring it back, and they dribbled around. That's what you want to do, because now they're at least thinking about it. So that's what you got to have. And you know what? He almost got another technical foul because he stared the guy down, and it stinks. It does, and it's hard to tone that, Mike. But this team needs that. I don't think Andrei Stojakovic is that type of guy, but he's tough. And how about Illinois' luck, Mike? He trips on his own foot, and he didn't come back the second half. I mean, that's just typical Illinois luck. I mean, he was off to a good start. He didn't trip over anybody's foot, and now he's out. I don't know if he's even going to come back. I've not heard anything yet about that.
Yeah, and that is Illinois' luck in a nutshell. Now, folks, if you're looking at this, of course, you can follow us on IlliniGuys, especially if you become a member, $99 a year. But that's where you have the message boards where Ked and Brad get you information ahead of time, so you kind of know it's coming, such as that commitment we had last week that IlliniGuys fans knew was coming for a couple weeks. But look, the bottom line is you've got Southern coming up next Monday, the 29th. So that's a week. And then, of course, Penn State on January 3rd. So at least the silver lining is that Stojakovic won't have a ton of games to get ready for in the next week and a half. So we will see and try to get you updates on what is going on there. Now, Wagler is easily the best freshman ever at Illinois, possibly. I mean, Io is probably the one that most people look at as the bar in recent history. But you've got Dion had a pretty good year. I mean, there's different guys.
Kewan Garris was special. Yeah. I'm not going to say Keaton Wagner. I'm not going to live in the moment because he is special, and I think people
it's not over yet,
right? But I'm going to tell you, Kewan was tough. He had carried that team by himself, but Keaton is just, when he shoots the ball, you look confident. But you know what, guys? For the first time all season, they saw somebody trash talk him, and Keaton he didn't bark back, but that last play in the half, but right before, he kind of gave it back. I mean, they called a foul on him, but I like to see that. You have to be able to play with some kind of passion. This is what this team has been lacking to me. Get some kind of identity and know that you're going to be in for a dogfight, because I'm going to tell you, we talk about talent. They have it. They just need to be tougher and make teams earn it. To be honest with you, I don't really care if Tomislav is making threes, because there's enough guys out there that can do that. Just give me the defensive presence that his brother's giving. Go out there and get 5 rebounds. He's 7'1" in the first half. You get 5 or 6 points, and he doesn't ever try to block his shot. He just sticks his hand up. And the thing is, and with this, I don't want to ramble here, the difference between him and his brother, and I shouldn't compare them, but the reason I am is because they're both playing the 5, but really the 4. Zonomir will go get a rebound. If the ball doesn't come to him, he will try to go get it. If it's not within Tommy's reach, he won't. And maybe he's not healthy, and we may not know until the season's over. I know this happened in the past, but he just looks a step slow. But if they're going to reach the pinnacle where they need to reach, he needs to be healthy, I think.
Either that or Zonomir needs to assert himself, even more. Now, folks, the other thing I want to tell you is, Illinois is right now scoring at 1.414 points per possession. So that's pretty much the pace that Illinois has, played at and put up even the first half, I think, against Nebraska. But the difference is the defense. Now, granted, Missouri is not Nebraska, but Illinois is held in Missouri to 28% from the field. Missouri shooting 27 from the 3. Missouri is they basically have been out rebounded 21-15. So you're seeing those second chance points. Illinois 18, Missouri 5. So you're seeing that the offense is doing well for the Illini, but the difference in the defense and the difference in the hustle is something that Illinois now has to take this. They've done it for a half. They need to do it for a whole game. And then when they're done doing it for a whole game, they need to do it for two, because we've heard a lot about how the habits that you make are what you become, and Illinois has to become in the habit of hustling and playing defense. That will turn this team around because we know they can shoot.
Yeah, we know they can shoot. They're going to make a run, which teams do. I also think we should give credit to Jake from State Farm, aka Davis. I thought he had a good first half. Yes, he missed the layup. And Ben Rickhouse. They didn't score a lot of points, but I thought they brought some energy to the game. I wish there was something Petrovic could do to give Keaton Wagner a blow. I mean, I'm going to pull this up here, Mike. I think it might, but I don't think Keaton Wagner came out again the first half.
He had 18 minutes, so he had a little bit. Maybe when Lee came in just for a couple of minutes. And of course, the other thing is Boswell didn't really get it humming. I thought he had a couple nice passes. I thought he got himself. He dribbled his way out of a three, which I think he's a little nervous about shooting that three right now. But I really would like to see Boswell get cooking a little bit. And look, at some point, you got to bring Petrovic in a game. What's the point of bringing a guy halfway across the planet if you're not going to play him? He's going to have to get some experience, or don't come crying to the rest of us when you don't have anybody to give Wagler a blow because nobody's played the whole season.
Yeah, he needs to play. Other than, I think maybe it was the North Tennessee game and maybe Ohio State. That hook was quick. And, I don't know, maybe there's something else going on, but he didn't get in the first half. It's going to be tough to put him in the second half to get his feet wet, even though Brandon Lee got in to give them some minutes. But right now, Mike, you're right. They need to finish this half. I want to see some defensive presence. I want to continue to see them play defense, but I hope Zonomir just comes out and just sets the tone again. He's a fun kid to watch. And I wrote about this on IlliniGuys, guys. I'm telling you, the most charismatic kid. If there's a kid, I don't know what you guys were like in high school and college, but this kid will be a heck of a guy to hang around with because he's fun. He loves his teammates. And the opportunity to play with his brother is what he wanted. I remember going down to media day, and that's what he talked about. So he's enjoying the moment. And I look on the bench, and body language is huge, and Tommy's cheering for his brother. So this is good for them. I really like to see that. But Illinois is a good basketball team. They went down 2 spots in the polls, and I don't think that's out well with them as well. So bring some energy. You're a much better team. And Missouri's going to make a run. But when they make a run, this is where Colin Boswell is going to have to step up. And, again, I really hope Stojakovic comes back in the second half.
Yeah, and in terms of Big Z in the NBA, not next year. But in the NBA, if you're a big, you've got to be able to do a couple things. One is you've got to be able to go out and guard people on the outside, which he has a chance to do if he doesn't turn himself into the human pogo stick and go after every block attempt, out there. The other thing you have to be able to do is hit the three reliably, which he does an okay job of. But he does have the quick twitch. There's always going to be a shot. But like a lot of things, he's just got to keep getting better. You got to start stacking days and building your skill sets. No easy route to make it to the NBA because I know people think that today's NBA guys aren't as good, but they're really good basketball players.
Which kid are you talking about, Mike? Excuse me.
Big Z.
I'll tell you what, when I did my research on Keaton Wagner, Big Z's on some draft boards, ladies and gentlemen. He's on there, and so is Tomislav. All three of those guys are getting some looks, and so is Stojakovic. So the highest rated guy out of all of them right now, like it or not, is Keaton Wagner. Your freshman guard is the highest rated guy right now on this team, and it fits a lot of NBA draft boards. And I've made some calls, and I'm telling you, he is attractive to a lot of people.
Yeah, and this is something that's great to see, folks. I know you don't want to become a factory for freshmen, but that does get you looked at by a lot of talented players, and that's a real key. So they're just about to tip off the second half, but folks, we will be on about 10 minutes after the game is off. Ked and I will be talking, and then we will bring Brad in when he gets done in the background with the locker room interviews. So give us 10 minutes after the game, and the IlliniGuys will be back live. Somebody had to start this now that everybody and their mom does the live stuff after games. We started it.
Of course.
Thank you, everybody. You're welcome, everybody else. All right, we will be back after the game. 10 minutes. Go Illini.